Hey friends, it's Jasmine. I hope that you all are doing well. We're just gonna do a little car vlog, okay? And we've been running around today, so if we look a little crazy, that's why. But I have something that I just kind of want to talk about, and it's been on my mind, and it's been a topic of discussion in some of my social groups for a little bit, and I feel like I might be the odd one out in a way with my opinion about this, and I just am curious to know like what your guys' opinions are. So in a couple of different like social media groups and social groups and witches that I kick it with and hang out with, we have lots of different conversations. And I'm not talking about the coven. I'm talking about just other witches in my local area who I engage with, who I have metaphysical and occult conversations with, and, witches online, whether it be on, Facebook groups, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. And I feel like something, I don't exactly know how to phrase this, but basically when it comes to magic, when it comes to our practice, when it comes to ritual, there are a lot of witches who are very, very deity like focused, which is like cool. I have no problem with that. And I consider myself to be very polytheistic. So deity is a part of my practice. But to what extent, I think is where we as witches differ. And I am very much of the opinion that, it isn't necessarily about what's the right way and what's the wrong way. It's more about finding your own way. So this is completely just my personal opinion, my personal experience. And this does not, of course, take away from the validity of someone else's path or practice, but that's theirs. That's what they're doing over there. This is what I'm doing right here. My thing is I am a witch first and foremost. So when it comes to, orthodoxy versus orthopraxy, and when it comes to, our beliefs and then our day-to-day practice, do I believe in deity? Yes, I do. I have multiple archetypes of the dark goddess tattooed on my flesh. That's a modern day blood right sacrifice right there to those divinities, to those deities, to the archetype of the dark mother. That is definitely my jam. However, I personally do not feel like every time I'm going to do a spell, I need to necessarily involve the dark mother. The dark mother archetype. So whether that be, Hecate, Kali Ma, Sekhmet, the Morrigan, whatever, hell, like I don't necessarily feel like I need to invoke a deity for spell work. Now, sometimes maybe, right? Sometimes I might ask a deity to guide me or to show me or reveal something to me, or maybe ask a deity to, favor me in this work, or maybe ask a deity to protect me while I do this work. Maybe, right? But I wouldn't necessarily say that it's the whole of my practice at all. I keep devotional altars to the dark goddess, and it's very much a part of my practice, but I am a witch first. And I think something that I find that maybe we just need to pause for a moment and just consider. And I'm not saying that this is right. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, why don't we just sit with this for a second? To the people their practice is completely deity centered, completely deity focused, right? Because like I said, deity is a part of my practice. Deity is, very much a part of my life. And the gods, as someone who is pagan, as someone who is an animist, are important to me. But like I said, it's not necessarily the focus of my practice. It never has been the focus of my practice. And it's not the center of my practice. For me, when I'm doing magic, I'm doing it in my own name. And if I am invoking deities or other spirits for that matter, because it's not always deities, it's, that you might be invoking, then that's one thing. But it's not every single spell that I do. I don't feel the need to do that. And I do practice ceremonial magic and ritual, high magic and ritual, but as well as low magic or folk magic as well. So my thing is this, and this is totally just like, let's take a moment and just kind of think about this. And I'm just interested to hear what you guys think about it. So for me, when I say I'm a witch first, I'm saying that my practice and my magic and my sovereignty of witch and my divineness from within, because for me, I very much believe in, like, when I take in as above, so below, I think of as the gods, so are we. We are living, physical, in the flesh manifestations of gods, right? So we are powerful, powerful beings. And, some of us tap into that and some of us don't. But I believe that all of us, the good, the bad, and the ugly, are physical manifestations of divinity in the flesh. So with that being said, I'm a witch first, meaning I'm going to do what I need to do in order to make the magic happen. And as a witch, I'm going to do what I'm going to do to get shit done. And if that means that I'm working with this deity or that deity, or if it means that I'm, utilizing their energy, maybe not necessarily asking them to do it for me. Like if I do a prosperity spell, maybe I might call upon, certain deities to, open the way or remove the obstacles or this or that. But I might not, I might be using my own will. I might be using my own force, my own power, my own chi, my own life force. And for the witches who deity is the center of their practice, that you cannot have a ritual without deity, that you cannot practice magic without deity. My thing is, are you a witch first, or are you a priest or a priestess first? I'm not here to tell you necessarily how you define you and what you call your practice, but I'm saying, think about what comes first for you. Are you a witch first, or are you a priest or priestess first? Do you do things in the name of deity? Asking permission from deity for things to happen given to you by deity. Not me. That's not my jam. That's never been my jam. I do things in my own name, in my own sovereignty, be it for better or for worse, for malevolent, malefic, benevolent workings. It doesn't matter, be it left or right hand. It's 9 times out of 10, I'm doing this in my name. I'm signing my name on the dotted line. I'm not asking a deity or a god to necessarily do it for me. And I apologize if that comes off as sounding like condescending, but per me, and like I said, I believe that we are all living manifestations of deity. So if I come off as sounding narcissistic or condescending, saying that I am a goddess, I am recognizing the god or goddess or divinity also within you. I'm saying that we all are, and I know that some witches feel like it's draining for them to use their own life force energy, and that you should call upon the powers of the earth, of, earth, air, fire, water. You should call upon the power of your ancestors and your bloodline. You should call upon the gods, whatever the gods might be, or God, or saints, or demons, or angels, or whatever. And I am not saying that there's no value in that. I agree. I think that for certain times, for certain situations, yeah, maybe that's what's called for. And if you feel like that's appropriate for you, then that's what you should do. But for me, I like to do it in my own name. I don't know. And I don't know if any of this is even necessarily coherent or making sense, because I'm not really quite sure how to phrase this point. So I hope that you understand. But basically what I'm just saying is, like, the question of this is, do you feel like for you, as a practitioner, your practice is deity centered, meaning it is the alpha, the omega. It is the beginning, it is the end for you when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to your practice, your day-to-day practice. Is that the center? And if so, do you genuinely identify with the label of witch first? I'm not saying you can't be a priest or a priestess and a witch, but I'm saying, is witch really first, or does witch come after your priestly aspect? That's what I'd like to know. And I would be interested to hear kind of like your opinions, you know, in the comments below, and tell me what you think. Like for me, like I said, it's definitely witch first, and then the priest aspect, the service to the gods, comes after for me. Magic is my number one priority. So if that makes me sound like a Slytherin or a Machiavellian or whatever, but that's genuinely how I feel. And I think that with that being said, like we are gods. Our magic is an act of divinity because we are divine. So that's just kind of how I feel. I would be interested to see what you guys have to say. And yeah, and then also like this case stuff, talking about Norma, talking about Lola, like intense. And it's like more and more things are being uncovered every day. So I'm really anticipating this trip to the Whisper Estate. And if you know, you know. You can go back and watch the previous lives. But yeah, until next time, y'all, much love and blessed be.